Good morning students. In the previous class we have seen the properties of the colloidal solutions, and in that only let us discuss about the coagulation. We are having in this coagulation, flocculation and also protecting of colloidal solutions. So now let us discuss about coagulation. Coagulation is nothing but what here? Generally coagulation, what I have told you, generally colloidal particles also will act as the charge, yes or no? So here coagulation is nothing but here, this is the process by which this is one of the process by which colloidal particles come closer and give precipitation of the dispersed phase. This is nothing but coagulation. So what I have told you, this is one of the process, means what the colloidal particles will come closer which give precipitate of the dispersed phase. Dispersed phase means is nothing but what? Solute molecules, very less quantity. So if you are taking, for example, if you are taking colloidal solution, okay, if you are taking colloidal solution, it is distributed, means it is not distributed, undistributed we can say, for a very long time. So then what happens? Then the large number of particles, means what? The large number of particles will join and it form the suspension solution. So we can say that coagulation can also be spontaneous. Why? Because by addition of electrolyte it will give a very spontaneous immediate reaction. So here what happens? Consider an example of colloidal solution of arsenic acid, arsenic sulfide, okay, As2S, S3. So when you consider arsenic sulfide, so here what happens? A very little here to this colloidal solution, what I have told you, whenever you are adding to the coagulation means spontaneous reaction, means if we are taking colloidal solution, so when you add, so this is nothing but arsenic sulfide is a colloidal solution which is considered Sol. So here when you combine with NaCl, sodium chloride, okay, this is an electrolyte. When you combine with electrolyte, what happens? So it settles, arsenic sulfide settles in the form of yellow precipitate. So means it is giving some yellow PPT. Okay. So means we know that particles of arsenic sulfide are negatively charged. So this is negatively charged, as we know in the previous class we have discussed. When sodium chloride is added, so automatically what happens? These ions, Na plus ions, so NaCl I have told. So this is a sulfide, S2 minus. So this Na plus ions will combine with sulfide, means it will neutralize the negative charge on the colloidal particles. So then automatically what happens? They will lose the charge. So when negative charge is combined with positive charge, automatically what happens? It will be neutral. So whenever it is losing its charge, the particles will not separate and it will get precipitate. So when a few drops of barium chloride solution, in the same way when you add barium chloride solution to As2S3, so it also precipitates. Why? Because it is a positively charged and it is absorbed by negatively charged electrons. So this will get neutralization by Sol particles. So when the particles are cleared of their charge, they form the larger molecules and settles as a yellow precipitate. Okay, so this is nothing but coagulation. So mainly what we have to So what I have told you, the process by which colloidal particles come closer and give precipitation of the dispersed phase, we call it as coagulation. So means what here, let us discuss. Coagulation is nothing but what here, addition of electrolytes brings about coagulation of colloidal particle, means soul. So another one, what we can say, the ion which is effective in causing coagulation of a solution, means the ion whatever we are taking, so it is very effective to form a coagulation. So the charge is of opposite sign we should have made. The colloidal particles what we have, whatever ions we are taking, it should be have opposite charge. Okay, so example we have discussed, so we can discuss also FeOH twice. Okay, positively charged. So when you combine with another electron, so automatically it will be getting, so means what here, the settling mainly down of discharged soul particles is called coagulation, we can say, or precipitation up by the soul. So this can be done by electrophoresis, addition of electrolytes, by boiling and mixing of two souls of opposite charges, and also dialysis also we can do. Okay, so means what here, it different electrolytes also, so it can take different addition of electrolytes completed, opposite charge we have seen, and also electrophoresis. By electrophoresis it can happen, and also by boiling, mixing two souls of opposite charge, and by dialysis. Okay, so it also depends upon the what nature of the colloidal solutions also. So whenever you are taking different electrolytes, it mainly increases, the precipitate increases. So if you take different electrolytes, automatically the ion valence increases, and also what I have told you, electrolytes, addition of electrolytes I have told you, means what here, so whenever you are taking different types of electrolytes, automatically the precipitate increases, and also the valence of the ion also increases. Not only that, it depends upon the nature of the colloidal solution, means what, lyophobic colloidal solutions are easily coagulated, while lyophilic solution, compared to lyophilic and lyophobic will be easily coagulated, where compared to lyophilic what happens, it is difficult. Why? Because it is having very large, it requires very large excess of electrolyte. So in the same way, when two colloidal solutions of opposite charges are mixed, so what I have told you here, mixing by, opposite charges, mixing of two solutions of opposite charges. So whenever you are mixing, we are getting a neutralized solution. So then large particles, what happens, the precipitate of the colloids will be getting, that one we call it as, so mutual coagulation. So what is mutual coagulation? Mixing of opposite colloidal solutions which get neutralized, that one we call it as mutual coagulation. So in the same way, for example, for this, if you are taking FeOH twice and As2S3, when you mixed, so it will give a precipitate. When you mixed correctly, that one will give a precipitate. So this is nothing but coagulation. So here we are having flocculating value and also Hardy-Sculls law. Flocculation value. So flocculation value is nothing but what here, flocculating value is nothing but the minimum concentration, means what here, very less concentration. The minimum concentration of the electrolyte required to cause coagulation of a colloidal particle, we call it as flocculating value. So for example, here what we require, whenever we are adding, for example, the precipitate is forming for a colloidal solution. Sol is nothing but colloidal particle. So very less concentration, minimum concentration is required of the electrolyte. So means what, whenever you are taking colloidal solution, it requires electrolyte. Means for example, if you are taking NaCl, KCl, so we are having different types of flocculating value. For example, I am taking As2S3, so this is a negative charged particle. For this I am adding NaCl. Okay, so means what, to the negatively charged, to a coagulation of the solution, I am taking NaCl electrolyte. So it is giving some flocculating value as 58.0 like that. Okay, if suppose in the place of NaCl, if you are taking KCl, it give 50.0. so this is nothing but what means, these are the flocculating values. So what happens here, flocculating value. So means what, whenever the electrolyte is adding to the colloidal solution, it forms a coagulation. So then it is giving some concentration. That one we call it as what, flocculating value. So here we are having Hardy-Sculls law. So Hardy-Sculls law is nothing but what means here, according to this rule, means what here, the higher the So Hardy-Sculls law means what here, the higher the valency of the flocculating ion added, greater is the power. So how much higher will be the value, that much greater will be the precipitation we are going to have. That one we call it as what, Hardy-Sculls law. What is Hardy-Sculls law? According to this rule, the higher the valency of flocculation added, the greater is its precipitation. So this is nothing but Hardy-Sculls law. For example, if you are taking arsenic sulfide, so the flocculating value decreases like Al plus 3, Ba plus 2, Na plus. Similarly, if you are taking partially charged ions like FeOH twice, then it decreases ferric cyanide, phosphate, sulfur. So means what, how much higher the value we are having, that much greater the coagulation or precipitation will happen. So this is nothing but coagulation, flocculating value and Hardy-Sculls law. Now let us see protection of colloidal solutions. Means protective colloids we are going to say. So in this we are going to get a gold number mainly. Generally we have, what we have discussed means in the coagulation, lyophilic colloids means the solvent loving colloids are more stable than lyophobic colloids. Okay, so means what here, what is the reason why it is more stable than lyophobic colloids is nothing but here, so lyophilic colloids are very hydrated or solvated by the solvent molecules. So means what, when we add some solvent molecules, it will become more hydrated. So means it is covered by a some of the liquid, means they will get dispersed. For example, general example I am taking, Okay, so let us assume this is a rain, and here this is an umbrella. A person is catching. Okay, so this is a person. To understand protective collides, I am saying, so whenever rain coming, here you are yourself protecting. Means how you are protecting? By covering an umbrella. Yes or no? A person, by covering an umbrella, he is protecting himself. So what we can say here, the lyophobic colloids are hydrated, I have told. So what happens, the colloidal particles, means whatever the colloidal particles, this is covered by a sheet of the liquid, means in which they are dispersed. So the sheet whatever we are taking, this is a barrier, means this protect the colloidal particles and forms larger molecules. So means what here, you are protecting. So this is a sheet. Okay, this is sheet is protecting the colloidal particle. So a person is a colloidal particle. Okay, so to protect the lyophobic solutions are thus, means to protect the lyophobic solutions we are using this one. So this is a some sheet. Okay, this is protecting the colloidal particles. So means what here, when an electrolyte, so whenever electrolyte is added to it, the lyophobic solutions is added to lyophobic solution. Means, so this is an example. For example, gelatin, if you take gelatin is a lyophilic solution. Okay, so means what, lyophilic colloid, gelatin means what here, gelatin is nothing but here lyophilic colloid. So this gelatin is a very less stable, so means it is protecting the lyophobic colloids. So whenever you are taking lyophilic colloid, so here what is protective colloid, gelatin is a lyophilic which is act as a protective colloid when added to a gold solution which is a lyophobic. So in presence of protective colloid, gold solution requires here very high amount of the NaCl for precipitation. So then what is gold number? So gold number is nothing but here, gold number is nothing but what, the number of milligrams, the number of milligrams of the protective colloid which prevents the coagulation of 10 ml of given gold when 1 ml of 10% NaCl is added to it. Okay, so means what here, as I have told you, a person, this is a lyophobic colloid, so this is a lyophilic colloid, so this is a colloidal particle generally. So the lyophilic colloid is protecting the lyophobic colloid. So means what here, number of milligrams of protective colloid, so already it is protecting. So how many milligrams? So the number of milligrams of protective colloid which prevents the coagulation of the, means whenever it is protecting the colloid, so automatically what happens to the given gold solution, it is forming a what here, precipitate. Further precipitate what we have added, NaCl is added to it. So this is nothing but gold number and protective colloid means a very small amount of lyophobic colloids inhibits the coagulation action due to the presence of what here electrolyte on a lyophilic colloid. For example, addition of little gelatin to a gold solution, what happens? It prevents coagulation by the addition of NaCl. So whenever the lyophilic colloid is known as protective colloid, it affects on lyophobic colloid. That one we call it as protective action. Okay. So this is nothing but protective colloids. Thank you.